Hey, what's up, guys? We're gonna get into some more Outer Worlds here, so let's do it. We're gonna continue where we left off. Go to this geothermal plant and help out the deserters. So here we go. Let's get into it. That's a pretty cool picture. Like the way that looks. The contrasting colors. It's pretty damn cool. Damn, these freaking loading screens are long sometimes. It's alright though. Alright, let's see. What quest were we doing? Where was journal? Let's see. Stranger in a strange land. No, we'll keep this one. No, actually no, side quest. Die robot. Yeah, that one crazy guy that had it in for robots for really no apparent idea other than he was paranoid. Hey, what's up, the dentist SGM? How's it going? Mantisaur. Damn, look at that thing. I would not like to fight one of those things. At least not yet. Let me level up a bit first and get some better gear. Actually, you know what? No, we'll do this one first. That other one's just gonna take us directly to where the main quest is gonna go. This is still part of the main quest, but it takes you, I believe, to the deserters, so we can go talk to them first. Sometimes I wish you could move faster. I need some lungs like this guy. I think I've said it before. Just run and run. Looks like we already cleared this place out. What's up, man? How's it going?
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Well, neither do I. So let's go ahead and talk to her. She's like a cowboy or something.
I don't know you.
Cowgirl.
Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
What's your problem?
Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another.
Who's been wandering out of your camp?
Got anything in you besides questions? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
Upbeat, a little strange, loves Rizzos. Yeah, I met Zoe. She was in a marauder camp.
Thank the Eternal. Wait, marauder camp? Is she all right?
Tell her. She's fine. They were getting along.
Getting along? What? Sitting around a campfire telling stories? If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged.
I've got questions about Zoe.
I'll tell you what I can.
How well do you know
Well,
her?
enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
You seem so personable. Can't imagine how you didn't get on with her.
She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own.
Let's change the
What is
subject. Where can I find Adelaide?
Over in the hothouse, tending crop.
I'll leave you be. Alright, so let's actually go do this side quest to go find Zoe, even though we already came across her. That's cool, man. Playing some Fortnite, just hanging with the kiddos. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah, family's where it's at. I wish there would have been some better stuff in there, but whatever. Here's some marauders right here. Damn.
That's smart.
How the hell are you still alive? Jesus. Damn, how the hell are you still alive? Makes no damn sense. I don't know, maybe they're a little more high level than me. Shit, do I need to repair my weapon? Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, what the hell? Jesus. Let's go ahead and... which one was it? There it was. Go ahead and equip that one. Let's check our armor. It's 9. Alright, we'll go ahead and put that one on. Break this one down. Same thing with that. Okay. Yeah, next freaking workbench we come across we gotta go to. Oh shit, almost ran right into that.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Thought for sure some marauders gonna be in here. Nope. Oh, that's right, we already cleared everyone out here. Duh. Let's talk to this.
What I wouldn't do
Psycho.
for a Wentworth.
I'm assuming that's a cigarette, possibly. I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Intimidate, go back to camp. No, we'll just persuade her. I can't imagine you're happy out here. Food's awful, company worse, and no serial dramas. You ain't got any TV out here.
And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Well, take care. Alright, now we just go all the way back. Hope everyone's doing good out there, staying safe, you know, with the way things are right now. You know, I know it's a bit irritating, you may be going stir crazy, but just, you know, stay inside and try to avoid, you know, large crowds and only go out when necessary. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to her again.
What is it?
I talked Zoe into coming back.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
She joined up with the band of marauders. They hadn't hurt her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Leave you be. Alright, let's just go ahead and explore this little settlement here.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Okay. I'm not gonna steal their shit.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
Let's just see what this guy's
Fresh
selling.
off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
This looks pretty good. What's this? Beanie? Oh, this is freaking buy. Duh. I was like, damn. How did I get some beanies? Let's see, consumables, mods, general, sell junk. Let's go ahead and sell all our junk. Here, just like a storage. Red Dead. The one I like the most is Red Dead 2, and that is by far one of the greatest video game, you know, examples of video game storytelling. Just storytelling in general, in my opinion. Story's great, the characters are awesome, it's super immersive. I love westerns, you know, everything cowboys, so for me that was just like best, or one of the best things over. It was almost like a it was almost like an RPG to me. It was very close. Like, had they added a few more things, I think it very well could have worked. But yeah, that's why. It's just, it'll always be one of my all-time favorite games. I'd compare this to like Fallout in space, mixed with a little hint of Mass Effect. Not too much, but just slightly. Maybe some BioShock in some aspects as well. Nope. people live. I'm not trying to steal anyone's shit. Can I take this? Okay, I was gonna say, can I at least take this? It's not like it belongs to anyone, it's just fruit that fell from a tree. Alright, what we got over here? It's kinda like a repair shop, or where their power's at, the generator.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Let's see. Can we do anything here? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'll talk to her in a bit. Hey, what's up, buddy Ian? Hey, man, I appreciate you following me, but you know, don't say stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just gotta keep it clean and cool in the chat. No offensive language of any kind. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the hype sub. Alright, where's this guy at? Is this him? Oh yeah, this is him over here. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy.
Didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
That guy's totally got a crush on her. No, I'm definitely not from town. I'm passing through.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Let's use this. Never too late to start learning. I could give you a couple pointers.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
You mentioned 2 pads. What about the
I
3rd?
wish I knew. I wagered the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the 3rd's gone, I can't say.
We'll just come back when we find all 3. So, most time I'll let you know if I find
Would you?
anything.
I'd be grateful.
I want to ask you something.
What's on your mind?
How long have you lived here?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing out in the wilderness?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go. Mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... oh, this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
You say you pretended to be an engineer. How have you been getting away with it?
Luck, mostly. Nothing's needed serious repairing yet. Nothing's broken down that we can't just replace with something scavenged from the outskirts. Oh, I can swap out a water filter or charge up a battery and go on pretending I know what I'm doing, but the moment I'm asked to do any real engineering, I'm in trouble.
Alright, well, as Commander Shepard would say, I should go. Oh, I didn't mean to pull my gun. Okay, looks like all these are closed. What the hell's up this way? Is there... Oh, oh. Alright, let's see if we can find this guy those books. Let's see. It says you found the first volume in the Emerald Vale Community Center. Body mentioned her father reading a volume of A Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering when he was working shifts at the cannery. You found a mention of Pavati's father's old terminal that he took a volume of A Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering into the cannery and left it in an unused office. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to go back into town to find that. You know, I guess I'll go ahead and fast travel there. Sometimes you know, I just enjoy walking, or, you know, I don't always use fast travel. But, you know, I'll go ahead and fast travel there. There it is. Is it doing that? There we go. Was this like an advertisement for a TV show or like a comic book? Regardless, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I absolutely love Wolverine. Yeah, he's definitely my favorite X-Men, my favorite superhero actually. He's just really cool. Yeah, he's, sorry about that. He's just really cool, you know, pretty badass. He's gruff, you know, kind of gets dirty. He's not afraid. That's why I like him so much, you know. He's not afraid to do what it takes sometimes. Cause, you know, sometimes those bad guys, they basically need to be dealt with permanently. So he's not afraid to do that. You know, just like the animal aspects of him, you know, his feral berserker rage, his freaking claws, his healing factor. Dude's basically unkillable, you know, virtually invulnerable. That's why I like him. He's just badass. Read his terminal. Notifications lost and found. Found one left hand severed at the wrist, some bone damage. People, this is their second unscheduled amputation in as many months. Please exercise caution and safety around machinery. Maintenance fees will be deducted from your pay. Jesus. That's pretty brutal. Going back to Wolverine though, yeah, the X-Men would probably definitely be my favorite superhero team. You know, Cyclops is cool as hell. You got Gambit. Beast is awesome. And Nightcrawler, that dude's dope. Even Deadpool, I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but you know, he's still pretty damn awesome. Also got Storm. Storm and Jean Grey are pretty damn powerful. Even Magneto, even though he's a bad guy, you know, I do I don't exactly agree with his methods, but I understand them. I understand where he's coming from. And, you know, the dude's pretty strong as hell. So, you know, I can definitely see why he's frustrated at humanity. They treat mutants like crap. Okay, so where the hell is this thing at? Oh, this is probably it, huh? Oh, it's another little office over here off to the side. Did I come in here? I swore I came in here. Probably did, and I just didn't notice it there. Oh, there we go. Alright, now let's go ahead and pretty much go back to where we came from. I'm pretty sure the last one is in the area we need to go to for the main quest. And that's where this is going to be as well, I believe. Alright, so can we fast travel from here? No. Go ahead and go up the side exit. Jesus, it's not the worst unless it's worst. Jeez. What is she doing? Just picking stuff off that freaking boiled over pig, I guess. That's what it looks like, a pig with a bunch of boils and cysts. Jesus. It's kind of jacked up. Yeah, I'd say Hugh Jackman is for sure the like no one can ever beat Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in my opinion. Like I don't believe he should be replaced. You know, I think he may be done with the character, which is sad, but you know, God willing, he agrees to come back when they incorporate the X-Men into the MCU. Logan was probably, I'd say, my favorite out of the X-Men movie. That's a really good movie, even though it's got a, you know, sad ending. It's really good. But oh yeah, he was, you know, he got it down to a T. Wolverine's attitude and everything.
Here they come!
Damn. What's this guy? Oh, he's
That's the last of them!
damn. Oh, thought I popped his head off. I keep forgetting. I need to find a freaking workbench. That's right, I can go ahead and fast travel over there. Let's go ahead and do that. Deserters in our midst, philosophist, enemy seeks to destroy our way of life. These people obviously don't like people who use their brains and think for themselves. to, I believe this is Adelaide, the leader of these people here.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty. If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
You must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
What the hell is tobaccorn? Tobacco and corn tea? That sounds really weird. Say, looks like you made a home for
A
yourself out
home
here.
for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Why did you leave your old
It
home?
is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Is this your greenhouse?
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
I'm surprised you've managed to grow anything out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Now let's get into why we came here. Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
You have enough power that belongs to the town. Come back to the cannery, that's about it. Reed asked you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends. Something about coming back to town or losing power. I wasn't really listening. I'll go back to Reed. Reed asks you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned a geothermal
He
plant.
would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp has a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship. My reasons are my own. Yeah, we'll go ahead and tell her your camp has a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
I'll consider it. I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Let's see if we can ask her any more questions.
Anything else I can do for you?
When we first talked, you assumed I'd come to live here.
I'm getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
I don't imagine you get a lot of visitors. Let's ask her. And what's that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the veil. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Save the veil.
People around here lack the strength to effect change. Or they have the strength, but not the will. You seem to have both.
Why are you telling me all this?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
You could always continue your way of life back in town.
Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that.
You and Reed obviously have some sort of
That's
history.
because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me.
That does not sound good at all. There's obviously more to it than
My
that.
son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. That's harsh. I would have left too. Sounds like the town turned its back on you.
Fish rots from the head down. I do not blame the town. I blame the leader.
We've talked enough. Let's go ahead and talk to Pravati, see if she's got
Something you
anything.
need?
Thomas seemed very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
I've not lately seen a man with a bigger or more obvious crush.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Alright, well, let's get back to it. Okay, so now that we did that, let's see. Divert power from the geothermal plant. Obviously, we have to decide if we want to divert power from the cannery or the camp here that the deserters got going on. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and just put this one on the side quest. Choose that one. Which Borderlands is my favorite? Honestly, probably in general, like, everything considered, 2, I'd say. In terms of, like, gunplay, you know, gameplay and whatnot, how everything handles. 3 is really smooth and everything. Feels very modern and precise. To an extent, damn it, I didn't even see that one there. In regards to, like, the skills. Oh yeah, and then these things pop up sometimes. Flaws. So it's like, obviously you're not like this perfect person or hero. You can have things messed up with you. If something happens to you, enough say taking fall damage, legs could be permanently damaged, essentially, or something like that. So let's see what's gonna happen here. But before I do that, yeah, so in terms of like the skills and how crazy it was, at least some of them, I'd probably say the pre-sequel, you know, he had crazy stuff like if you used the Wilhelm the Enforcer, he went down his, I think it was his Dreadnought tree, which made him a lot, you know, tankier and harder to kill. You get a skill where instead of when you go down, you can just walk around and shoot people, and then you can blow yourself up, and if you get a kill, bam, you still get to stay in the fight. Just, you know, crazy stuff like that I thought was really cool. But I mean, Borderlands 3 does have some stuff like that. But overall, in terms of story, villain, everything, Borderlands 2 is where it's at. It's my favorite. Physical damage weakness. Taking too much physical damage has made you soft and vulnerable to more physical damage. This isn't going to be my permanent character, like I said before. I just used this character so I could play from the very beginning, and once I get to the point where I have my actual character that I'm going to finish the story with, I'll continue with that character. But I guess for now, we'll go ahead and accept this. Because when you accept this, you end up getting another perk point. So, let's see. It's more precision, maintenance, sprint speed, walk speed. You know, I guess we'll go ahead and pick precision. We'll give her a higher chance to get critical hits. Thought I heard something. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pick that one. Oh, there's one. Son of a bitch, these things are super hard to see. By the time you hear them, it's too late. Pretty sure there's one over there. Maybe not. Hopefully that should be it for all the mines. Okay, so there's the geothermal plant. Now if I jump down from there, I'll freaking take fall damage. What's over here? Anything? Marauders, I'm assuming, possibly. Vending machine. Doesn't really seem like it, just seems to be deserted. Nope, nothing at all. Thought I seen something over there. Go ahead and take out my sniper rifle. You know, actually, I wonder if maybe I should equip her with that. Which one's stronger? 131, 180, 43, 24. You know, I'll go ahead and equip her myself. Put it where my sniper rifle is. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. other guy just got disintegrated. Alright, let's go ahead and continue to this geothermal plant. Shoot these things out. Get rid of
always
this
wanted to
freaking
poke around
force
in
field. Alright, there we go. Bam, blew his ass up. Are there any other freaking robots around here? Yep. The hell's it at? Yep. Yeah, this gun's pretty good. You can go ahead and freaking repair my melee weapons so I can start using that again. Do I enjoy streaming? I do, actually. I think it's really fun, you know. Video games, that's my hobby, my passion. When I play video games, I just feel really relaxed, you know, at peace, basically at home. And I'm thankful, you know, glad and happy to share that love, passion, and feeling with you guys. Is there another gate over? Yep. Go ahead. Use generator. Alright, let's go ahead and enter the geothermal plant. That guy is freaky looking. He's got a moon head. Sorry, I'm thirsty. What happened
The
here?
control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
She's got-
Something you need?
We'll talk later.
Got it. Heads down.
Damn, that thing takes some damage. What the hell? Go ahead. Shotgun. Maybe that'll work a little better on him. Let's see what's up here. All this. What's in here? Take that. Bet there's some good stuff in there. Let's go ahead and access this terminal here. Unique lyrics, how's it going? Appreciate it. That little happy sun there. Alright, let's check the messages. From Spacer's Choice. From Spacer's Choice, Emerald Vale Development and Oversight to J. Braden. Subject, get it together. Miss Braden, this letter serves as an informal notification of our company's displeasure towards your management of the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. For reasons related to exceeding your staff budget in your latest quarterly report, please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Jesus Christ. Additionally, please contact our office to schedule your official reprimand at your earliest convenience. Failure to schedule your official reprimand will result in an official reprimand. What? So it's just a slap on the wrist, and if you ignore the slap on the wrist, you get another slap on the wrist? Who in the hell is really gonna schedule their, like, if you're gonna freaking scold me, whatever, you know, write me up, just freaking do it. Do it yourself. Why do I have to go out of my way? Spacer's Choice family would like to collectively remind you that working for Spacer's Choice is not a right, but a privilege. Okay, sure, I would not want to work for you guys. Does not sound like a privilege at all. Emerald Vale Geothermal Plant. From Jay Braden. Subject, no need for a reprimand. To the esteemed members of the Emerald Vale Development and Oversight Committee, I hope this letter finds you wealthy. After due consideration of your last letter, I have identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I would like to remind the Oversight Committee that while most of Emerald Vale has failed to meet its production and outpost quotas, particularly our agriculture and fishing/canning departments, neither of which are anywhere close to profitable, the Emerald Vale Geothermal Plant remains committed to providing cheap, cost-efficient power to the entire region. Regards, Juno Braden, Manager. From Spacer's Choice. Reply. No need for a reprimand. Miss Braden, we have investigated the claims made against the profitability of the greater Emerald Vale region. Our offices agree with you. Agriculture and fishing/canning have experienced a steady decline, while the Emerald Vale Geothermal Plant remains somewhat profitable. Our offices are currently investigating ways to implement additional cost-saving measures, which will ultimately lead to a leaner, more streamlined, more efficient geothermal power plant. Please be informed that the Spacer's Choice Development and Oversight Office has taken a significant insurance policy against the Emerald Vale Geothermal Plant. The office would like to assure you that this insurance policy is a standard procedure. Do not attempt to interpret, understand, or otherwise extrapolate meaning from this decision. As a special courtesy, we have deployed a proprietary team of engineering specialists to the Emerald Vale Geothermal Plant. This team of specialists has been instructed to refit and upgrade the plant's population of auto mechanicals free of charge. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's go ahead and unlock the office door. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get in here. Okay, so that's literally all that did, huh? Wow. Whatever.
System sweeping heat.
Let's go ahead and pick our skills. Dialogue. Okay, we can't upgrade it like that anymore. Go ahead and put that at 50. Life skills using conversation has a chance to inflict scramble, slowly attack allies on an auto-mechanical when attacking you. Persuade skills using conversation also has a chance to inflict coward, crippling fear when you first damage a human target. Let's see. Intimidate. Intimidate skills using conversation has a chance to inflict terrify, flee a short time on nearby creatures when you kill one. How many points have I used already? 2. So go ahead and put 2 here and 2 there. And then melee will pick 2. And you know, maybe we'll damn it. Let's just revert all. Alright, we're gonna start over. So we'll put 2 in persuade and 2 in intimidate for now. Then melee, go ahead and put 3 here. 1 in defense and 2 in leadership. Okay, accept that. Okay, we got no perks to pick this time. I don't think she does either. Nope. Okay. Alright. Came from there. So it's over here. Nope. It's an exit. Let's see. I think it's down there somewhere. Let's go ahead and yeah, we'll go this way. plant status. Master Control Terminal plant status is access. Report brought to you by Spacer's Choice Emerald Vale geothermal plant operating at 22% efficiency. Power is currently being distributed to Edgewater Saltuna Cannery Botanical Laboratory. Warning, structural damage detected. Please notify your designated supervisor. Let's see if we try to redirect the power. I don't think we can. Nope. Warning, safety failures detected. High likelihood of moderate to severe structural damage. Warning, redirecting power is an irreversible procedure. Processing error. Power redirection function has failed. Manual override required. Please activate all 3 electrical track switches. Alright. So we can't do that yet, obviously. It's never that easy, right?
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here we are. This is where I was trying to get to on the other side of the entrance. That too. Alright. Okay, I thought that was so. Okay, let's see. Receptionist terminal error, terminal memory purged, maintenance logs purged. Pretty much everything purged. Access file 1. I had to borrow your copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Radio's been sputtering and I needed the reference. I returned the copy to the repair bay. So that last copy we need is in the repair bay. Chaos everywhere, mechanicals gone haywire, gunfire, hearing some screams, oh law, I think that was someone's leg. Would like to leave early for the day, please deduct delinquency fee from my pay, thank you, proud to be member of Spacer's Choice family. Jesus, even in dire situations, these people are still freaking brainwashed. I can't imagine that. That'd suck. Like pretty much the only way to go is down. Is this thing gonna attack me? Alright. I guess I'll leave it alone if it doesn't attack me. What was that? Stimulation? Alright, let's use this terminal. Personal files. Access personal log 079. Personal logs S. Tanaka, Chief of Security. Alright. Chester Higgins again. That hullhead found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals, so I had to write him up for tampering with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple days from now and feeling bad for what I've done, let me just remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working on some logic module. I confiscated it. Should be in my lockaway room for the foreseeable future. Access the next personal log. Doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing our guards with auto mechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up a chief of security with no staff. Just a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed every which way. Company tells us they're safe, programmed to treat us humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but an auto mechanical never will. I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me, but the company's ever been wrong before, I suppose. Yeah, sure. Worse has happened, mechanicals gone crazy. Locked myself down here just trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash for the control room. Might be able to shut things down. We'll delete this entry if I ever return. Alright, let's access this automated message. It says, greetings, Security Chief S. Tanaka. This is an automated message initiated by Spacer's Choice Worker Safety Contingency Protocols. A security lockdown has been initiated. This is not a test. Your behavior during this lockdown will be reviewed during your quarterly audit. What? Anxiety is a common side effect of life-threatening situations engendered. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Engendered by security lockdown. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Fight back against anxiety with an ice-cold bottle of 0G brew. 0G brew, an ale that's good for what ails you. Yeah, drinking beer is probably really not going to help in this situation, besides possibly numbing the pain. Let's see. Warden's facilities in a state of lockdown. Authorization passcode required. Enter passcode. Passcode Spacer Thompson accepted. Huh. Okay, I guess that worked. Close this door, right? I think so. No? Oh, it's just that door over there, duh. Alright, I'm gonna be ending the stream soon. I guess the next, robots, or automechanicals as this game tends to call them, we come across. I'll just fight them really quick, excuse me, and then I'll end it there. Oh, that was quick.
Everyone all right?
Let me just kind of look around this area. Damn. That guy. This. Go ahead and take that. Okay. No, yeah, we'll continue the adventure tomorrow. You can catch me. I'll be on tomorrow streaming at 8 p.m. Pacific time again. Once again, thank you guys for stopping by and watching me. If you'd like, go ahead and check me out on YouTube. I post all my past streams there in case you missed them. So yeah, if you liked, go ahead and leave me a follow if you haven't already. Check me out on YouTube. Maybe subscribe. Leave a like on my videos. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you guys stay safe out there. Everyone have a good night. Thank you.